Nova Online, a TikTok user known for his lackluster food reviews, classic
"Can I get a French onion soup, please?"
video, and unfortunately for some other, let's just say, less than appropriate interests and actions. We're taking a look at some of Gabriel's recent shenanigans as the tables have turned with one of the larger channels that used to cover him,
Nova, you should have known not to fuck with me, you fat little meatball.
giving him a little win for the holidays. First of all, considering this event with this creator is still fresh on everyone's minds, Nova was constantly being covered by the leaping lemur turned predatory primate, with many users getting all of their updates on Gabriel through him, so it would come to no surprise that soon after the fella found out about everything going on, he would be elated at the idea he could hop on TikTok and record himself gloating about it, stating under a Pokemon opening video that he even did his little happy dance when he heard, which rubs me the wrong way since Nova claims to be this advocate for like mental health and women's safety or whatever, but did a little happy dance finding out Lemur might have done to that girl while she was drunk. I guess what could you expect from this fellow? Don't you guys worry though, because of course this little happy dance would manage to get posted not too long after. Now, I need the fellas here to take a minute and really appreciate that smug look he's wearing on his face. Looking off to the side, that sassy ass hair flip and stomps shaking the room in camera. This dude is absolutely giddy. I mean, ecstatic about this. We gotta think about how to Nova, this here might have possibly been the best Christmas present he could have received in all his life. Being able to emote on Lemur and throw a weight comment back at him this time around. Now, remember that claim of being at a healthy weight soon for later. First, I want to get into this gloating about the situation and firing shots at Lemur. One big old case of calling the kettle black here is Nova commenting under Lemur's Tofia video that dropped shortly after his first response video reading, "You have a lot of gall coming back after what you did, mister," which in my expert opinion is a little crazy considering his multiple comebacks after finding some suspicious amounts of minors in his Discord before they were nuked.
Oh no, not the server!
After photos of him age regressing and wearing diapers surfaced, and even after flirting with his podcast co-host who was a minor, yet another thing to keep in mind for later. This guy just has all these accusations with the screenshots to back it up of his own. Like, he's sitting here like he was just some poor little soul who was cyberbullied by the big bad Lemur and gets to gloat about the situation and continue on with his life with this massive win under his belt. Right message, wrong messenger, Jit. Underneath Big Dog's happy dance video though, we have some discourse about his weight loss, a journey Nova promised to update us on nearly a year ago on February 28th. A big debate in the comments under Gabriel's TikTok videos and even from some of the people covering him is whether he's lost any weight at all since his claims of having started taking his weight loss seriously some months ago. Some even wondering for a little while mid-year if he had forgotten all about it, considering his gym videos became so few and far in between. The debate would be on full display on many of his recent TikTok videos with plenty of users reminding him of the impending month of February. Others calling Nova out for not trying or not losing any weight at all, and then some who claim to have noticed a positive change in Nova's weight. I for one think he's had to have at least lost a little chunk of weight as of now. I mean, if we compare last month where he weighed himself at 232 and get a good look at him from that karaoke video posted around then, compared to the little happy dance video we just watched, I'd have to say he's looking a little slimmer, at least to me. Who knows though? Especially with the not so truthful tendencies of the guy and, you know, denials of everything that went on with his controversies or the KiwiCore podcast and his manager or co-host who was 15 years old, you know, who would really trust this guy? You see, shortly before the dance video, Nova asked his adoring fans whether or not his KiwiCore podcast should make a return. This podcast was essentially just a lolcow yapping about other lolcows. Funny the parallel you can draw to Lemur with that one now. With his co-host Cyberstalking together, Nova would throw together some episodes a while back with her. Around then, we would get this banger Instagram description firing at White Bowser, another lolcow he was seemingly talking about. So watch your mouth before you utter my name, or the name of my social media manager and my podcast. I won't have anyone dissing her name. The White Bowser is just jealous because I have a woman and he doesn't. He's just jealous because you have a woman and he doesn't. Because after this, Cyberstalking commented that she was in fact not his woman, where Gabriel, with his infinite wisdom, couldn't fathom why that couldn't be the case. This all gets even more worrisome when we keep in mind she claimed to have let him know on multiple occasions her age. He just seemingly didn't care, maybe too infatuated with the idea a girl could possibly spend any time with him on a project together. And you can see my worry with the situation regarding the return of this infamous podcast considering all the controversy surrounding it. Is he really going to go about KiwiCore solo? Will he seek out another co-host? Will that co-host be over the age of 18? Will the co-host be Lemur? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Clearly though, we can see from the inappropriate way Gabe would go about the relationships between him and his co-host would reflect on how his understanding of relationships with women would work in general. The best way to capture the creepy, uninformed, and really just predatory nature of the fella would be to cover some claims a former classmate of his would make on TikTok recently. Nova Online. The absolute epitome of male performance that he is, with all the crazy game he must have when it comes to women, unlike his op Lemur, would of course have some stalker allegations come out of the woodwork. Earlier in December, we had this video drop on the 14th from a girl on TikTok showing that she happened to graduate with the booger and alluded to the fact that she's got some lore to drop on the fella in her video description. First, real quick, I'd like you guys to go visit Mayor Menace's video on this to get a deeper look into the video this girl had released about it. But after that video blew up, she released a story time video ironically using the same watermarking methods as Nova, talking about some extremely weird circumstances and conversations she found herself in and having with Gabe, including him recognizing her by name and by face the first time they finally met in person. A girl Gabe would have only seen the name of in their faceless online class. Extremely suspicious as to how he'd, be able to know that without combing through white pages, Facebook, Instagram, etc. in order to match the right girl online to the girl in his class, in order for Big Man to already know what she looks like before officially meeting. Little suspicious to me. It seemed he formed some sort of obsession with her too, because despite being turned down when he invited her to their virtual online school prom, Gabriel would post about her supposedly being his first girlfriend. Obviously, this is not the case considering this girl was already dating someone else and attending a separate prom. She would DM back and forth with the guy about it, where he would, freak the fart out over never wanting to date her, but also saying she was his first love. We're talking a girl he's had very minimal interactions with in real life, and probably only a few more than that online. And this guy was already head over heels in love with her, it sounds like someone I know. It just gives us a real good look at this man's understanding of how relationships and interacting with women works, showing some real worrisome behavior, claiming a girl is both his first girlfriend and first love despite this never being the case, knowing exactly who she is by her face despite not ever meeting her before, and no other avenues of connection should have let that be so. It's just another case of extremely worrisome behavior displayed when Nova interacts with women. Super scary stuff in my opinion. Novine Universe, Nova Online, Gabriel Gage, whatever you want to call the chome, one thing's for certain, none of these shenanigans will stop, at least not in the foreseeable future, so best I can do for now is keep you fellas updated and continue in exposing this guy for his odd, creepy, and sometimes predatory behavior. I appreciate any of you who made it this far. Don't be afraid to subscribe to see more shit just like this. Later, Grubbas.